Storms returning to Alabama for Memorial Day weekend. I'm answering all of your forecast questions coming up. Go about your weekend, and I know many will be out on the water, whether that's a lake or even just hanging out by the pool, lots of barbecues, that kind of thing. Keep a check on the radar because there will be some heavy thunderstorms at times. Early this morning, we've got thunderstorms in progress over North Alabama. Look at first warning live radar, and these are mainly between Coleman County and Blount County in our viewing area. So right over Coleman, heavy thunderstorm. I've been watching it just pour over the Regional Medical Center camera, and then these have moved into Blount County now. So Aniana and Sneed over toward Altoona, there's some lightning strikes out there too. Even down towards Springville, we've got heavy downpour working to the south and east. Not everyone getting wet this morning. Most of this will be north of I-20. But then we expect more thunderstorms heading into this afternoon. And so today is an impact day as the weather will be a nuisance, and not only today, but going forward into Memorial Day. So put the icons on here later this afternoon. That's when these storms will be the most intense as they take advantage of the warm, unstable air, and rain chances increase a little bit. Hot and humid. Our winds are shifting. That means it's going to be a bit more humid going forward. We'll talk about the rest of your weekend forecast and look ahead to next week coming up. Yeah, a lot of plans this weekend. I'm sure that a lot of you are going to be worry-free out by the lake and the pool, and that is good. I want you to enjoy the weekend, but just keep a check on the radar as we're going to have some storms. This is a view this morning from Double Oak Lake. You can see the sun shining, 67 degrees. Not the same view everywhere though. We've got a lot of clouds over Coleman County, and it's been raining heavily with that thunderstorm over Coleman County and over Gadsden too. You can see a good spread of clouds. Humidity is coming back. This morning it's fairly comfortable, but our winds have shifted, and so you'll notice that the air has a bit of a stickiness to it, especially this afternoon and tomorrow. Weekend looks like this. Sun and clouds, some storms, and especially during the afternoon, that's when the highest coverage will be. I think both today and tomorrow maybe even more than today. Lightning does not make a storm severe by definition, but you've got to keep a check on the radar, and if it is lightning near your location, please take it inside. Mid-80s, we've got impact days all the way through Memorial Day and some wet weather ahead next week. We'll talk about that coming up. Just in time for Memorial Day weekend. Even this morning, first warning live radar is active. Most of these to the north between Coleman County and now over Blount County, and moving into Etowah County over Holly Pond, Bluntsville, Cleveland, Aniana, Altoona, and then again these shifting east toward Gadsden and Southside. Nothing severe, just some heavy downpours and lightning this morning. If you take a look out, we've got a direct line of thunderstorms all the way back off into Oklahoma, and these complexes travel hundreds of miles. It's pretty amazing how they hold together. So this is the storm track going forward. We're going to have these complexes of storms moving in from the west, and they can be difficult to time out, especially because one day storms will have an impact on the next day's storms and so on and so forth. But expect some rain this weekend. This afternoon we'll have another round move in, and we have impact days ahead because the weather is going to be a nuisance through Memorial Day. And also it demands your attention with the lightning with these, and some of them could be strong with gusty winds. So we want you to pay attention to the forecast, especially as you're out on the water and all those kinds of things this weekend. So Sunday and Memorial Day, both impact days with the chance of rain a little bit higher and the coverage of storms higher, especially during the afternoon. On first warning future track, you can see still a few thunderstorms active mainly over North Alabama at noon, and then a complex moves in later in the afternoon heading into the evening over West Alabama. This is at 7 p.m. Double Springs, Jasper, down to Samantha and Tuscaloosa. Heavy thunderstorms, those shift off to the east heading into Sunday night. So by 9 p.m. they should be east of Birmingham, but then over places like Gadsden and Southside, Anniston, Jacksonville, Pell City, Talladega, Sylacauga, Ashland. Should be fairly quiet overnight, maybe a few showers. And then tomorrow morning we do expect another complex early in the morning. This is at 8 a.m. Storms over northwest Alabama, and they drift south and east through tomorrow afternoon. You can kind of see the theme, waves of storms, and some of these could turn severe and produce damaging wind gusts, even some hail, and that's in addition to the lightning. These storms are going to be very electric where they develop, and so For those of you out on the water, you've got to bring the plans inside if it starts lightning near your location. 6 p.m. tomorrow evening, you can see these mainly over West Alabama and then continuing to shift down to the south and east through Sunday night. We've got a slight risk that now covers most of Alabama, the update from this morning. This is for today. Again, main threats, damaging wind gusts, some hail possible. And as I said earlier, lightning is not severe by definition, but that is one of the most dangerous things with some of these, especially if you are out and exposed to these thunderstorms. Tomorrow, similar story. We've got the slight risk across central and north Alabama. You can download our app. It's a great tool to have. Going into the summer months, it'll let you know when lightning is near your location. And if you are heading down to the coast, forecast list. So got to keep a check on the radar through the weekend. It is 59 in Coleman. We just had some thunderstorms move through, and this is the view looking there from the Coleman Regional Medical Center. Some raindrops on the camera. Elsewhere, you see a good spread of clouds, and we are in the 60s mainly, so pretty comfortable this morning. Hot and humid this afternoon, and the same story on Sunday and Memorial Day. If you look at First Warning Live radar, you can see the storms have moved out of Coleman, and now they're over Aniana and Sneed, toward Altoona, Gadsden, Southside in Etowah County. And we've got a few heavier pockets of rain down here between Fayette and Oakman, and then one lightning strike there. So a few scattered storms this morning, mainly north of I-20. But then we get another round in here this afternoon. And so we have impact days ahead because the weather is going to be disruptive, especially with it being Memorial Day weekend, the kickoff of summer. We've got outdoor plans, and so you've got to watch for these thunderstorms. Some of them could be heavy and even produce damaging wind gusts and hail. We'll talk more about the timeline for these storms coming up in a little bit. Magdala?
Thanks, Brett.
Is over North Alabama, and we'll kind of get a break through the early afternoon hours, at least through noon. But then I've turned the impact icons on after lunchtime because there will be some thunderstorms moving in from the west, and some of those are going to be capable of producing damaging wind gusts and even some hail. Chance of rain will be a little bit higher with more widespread coverage of storms this afternoon. In the latest map from the Storm Prediction Center, they have expanded the slight risk to include a large majority of the state. And again, main threats are going to be damaging wind gusts, some hail is possible, and lightning. It does not make a storm severe by definition, but that could certainly put a damper on your plans and cause you to bring them inside for a time. Lightning extremely dangerous. Similar story tomorrow with the slight risk focused more over the northern half of the state, but we're going to have plenty of warm, unstable air to fuel these thunderstorms as they're moving in from the west this afternoon and tomorrow. We've got a few waves of thunderstorms ahead for Alabama. We'll talk about that coming up in the 7-day forecast. Magdala? All right.